Oh boy, I know that this is gonna come off as very strange for most people on the channel, but every now and again, I always get the feeling to try something a little bit different. And why not go ahead and start with one of my favorite superheroes, Spider-Man. We all know that there's a new one coming out that apparently might end up having a specific two characters making its way into the movie. And I figured, why not go ahead and spend like a weekish or so and going ahead and watch all of the Spider-Man movies, starting from the very first one, starting in 2002. Holy snipple snapples. I was like 4, I believe. And going ahead and watch them all and review them all. And talk a little bit about them leading up into the new one. While this might, obviously take longer than, past the release of the new Spider-Man movie No Way Home. I believe that's what it's called. I can't really remember. There's so many different home related things. Yeah, it's No Way Home. It gives everybody at least a week before I talk about it. We'll probably be streaming different Spider-Man games as well, starting way back in the PlayStation. It's gonna be fun. Join in on the adventure. Go ahead and get yourselves strapped in, locked in, set the beautiful like button ablaze for me, and subscribe and join the Zebra gang, because we're starting with the very first Spider-Man movie, the one with Tobey Maguire, the one that started it all, the Sam Raimi trilogy. Oh boy, so it's been a long time since I've even seen the very first Spider-Man movie, and can I just be the first to say, very surprised that it's as good as it's as good as it is. I was expecting me to go back and watch some of these certain ones, especially the first 3, and go, this is kind of corny, this is kind of cheesy, I don't like anything that's going on. But no, I enjoyed myself the entire time. I was sitting there running on my little treadmill the entire movie, and I was just like, I don't even realize that I am working out for an entire movie. Shit was crazy. Do you understand how hard it is to get me to do that? Very is the answer. So a lot of the things that I ended up remembering that I liked from the movie, I still liked all of the fighting. I still enjoyed the transition from him being a super duper geek into being kind of not necessarily a badass superhero, but having superpowers and having to carry that responsibility. But I also kind of very much enjoyed him before he got the powers. It was interesting to see geeky, nerdy Peter Parker and how kind of a snake his friend Harry Osborn was, who is played by James Franco, by the way, that for whatever reason I always forget. I always seem to forget that, and it's always weird when I do see any of these things. But yeah, basically Harry Osborn kind of snakes Mary Jane away from Peter by pretending to be a smart guy and pretending to be interested in things that she might have found interested. It was kind of shitty for me to see. But one of the things that I did end up having a problem with is, why the fuck did nobody, at all freak out just a little bit, maybe cancel the school field trip or something, after one of their highly tested, super souped up spiders went missing? On top of, was there plans for there to be more Spider-Man in this specific universe? Because the spider got away. Now, I don't fully remember how the other Spider-Man ended up becoming, and Spider-Whammons ended up becoming it, but I'm pretty sure it's through a radioactive spider still, and it just got away. Peter didn't kill it or anything. And then on top of that, Peter didn't even say anything. He just got bit and just bounced. But anyways, this movie also ended up teaching me, oh boy, do I not deserve to have superpowers? Because wow, some of the shit that happens to him probably would not fly with me if I knew and had some kind of strength like that, or agility like that, it had power like that, dude. You cannot give that shit to me. I am probably the most irresponsible motherfucker to give that to, because it wouldn't have been an accident that the person who killed my uncle would have, you know, died, because the guy died by accident, technically, by a technicality. It wouldn't have been any ifs, ands, or buts about who killed him. It would have been done by me. But then again, I also don't really have an uncle or whatever that I care that much about to get angry. But that nigga was mad. That nigga was mad because, you know, he was his father figure, you know. But another thing that mainly kind of held me now, seeing it as an adult, was seeing just how manipulative damn, I can't even remember the dad's name. Ozzy Osbourne? The leader of the Oscorp, the Green Goblin. How manipulative he was, and kind of fucked up he was towards Harry. He basically gave zero craps about his own son, and kind of showed more interest in Peter, which I guess is because they both had the same kind of, you know, interest in science and stuff. But that's still kind of fucked to me, and it kind of explains why Harry is kind of fucked and ends up the way that he ends up later on. We'll talk about that, don't worry. And yeah, I also want to kind of, because I don't want to say all, you know, I don't want to explain details about the entirety of the movie, but I liked how fucked Green Goblin was. Willem Dafoe, I believe is the name of the actor, did very good job playing the split personality of the two very well. Loved that. And I like Toby as Peter. He very much played the nerdy side and the kind of, I'm realizing I'm kind of the shit side of Spider-Man. And then Kirsten Dunst was just kind of there to me. I don't know. Her as Mary Jane was just kind of there. I also didn't remember that her dad was kind of fucked. It's calling her a whore like her mom. It's kind of shitty. But also, just to touch on the final fight scene. Wow. He tried to manipulate him. Green Goblin tried to manipulate Spider-Man right at the very end. After he realized he lost, he tried to manipulate him again and try to get this man to not kill him while he was thinking about killing him anyways. Crazy shit. Crazy shit. And then throughout this entire thing, you don't really see Spider-Man really good at being a fighter or anything. Because on the last fight, he gets his ass whooped. And basically, kind of, sort of, in a way, wins by technicality. Try that shit with me. He would have been died by my hands. Even more proof that it's a good thing that I don't have these powers, because oh fucking boy. Anyways, my son is getting very angry about knocking over toys, so I think that that's all that we got for Spider-Man 2002. What did you guys think of the movie? Let me know. Check out thezebracorner.com as well as the music. Hopefully that's a cool little touch for you guys. But yep, that's all that I got for you. Daddy Zebra the best on YouTube. Signing the fuck off. Have yourselves a nice rest of your day and a nice juicy chicken. You goddamn cha. I gotta go be a father. See ya.